G'day everybody, Sean from Bourbon Brothers here. I hope you're well. Welcome to the third tasting video for our December bourbons. It's the Burrell D01K. So this Burrell bourbon is one of their private release collections from Barrel Craft Spirits. The D01K comes in at 56.39 ABV, so it packs a bit of a punch. So the Barrel Craft Spirits blending team believe that blending can make bourbons that span the greatest spectrums of flavour. The private release program allows an entirely new set of options for those looking for a unique and exclusive product. The D01K is exclusive to Bourbon Brothers in the Australian market. Thank you so much to the guys at Awesome Spirits and Whiskey Hunt for helping us make that happen. So who is Burrell? When the 2017 winners of the San Francisco World Spirits Competition were revealed, the judges looked at the best bourbon with astonishment. Was the name a typo? Who made it? And where can we get a bottle? The winner was Burrell. It's two L's and it's not a typo. Their bourbon batch 011 was the independent bottlers coming out party to the world. But the man behind the whiskey, Joe Beatrice, was well known to many of those judges, having pioneered websites for many spirit brands. From the late 1980s to 2008, Beatrice's New York company Blue Dingo Digital created the first online footprints for such brands such as Jose Cuervo. Now with Burrell Craft Spirits, he's revolutionising the industry again as a blender, acquiring casks from multiple distilleries and mingling them to create award-winning whiskies and forcing heritage distillers to rethink their methods. And the journey began with a simple distillery tour. On November 11, 2012, Beatrice remembers the exact day, at the Tuffletown Spirits Distillery in upstate New York, he decided to jump into the bourbon boom, embarking on the improbable journey of Burrell Craft. Beatrice used his own money along with some funds from friends and family to start Burrell. Beatrice wanted to create a quality product, but he didn't want to be a distillery with just a few core offerings. There already are plenty of those and he didn't want to be the one that didn't succeed. For Beatrice, this was a passion project, but also a serious business. So rather than create a brand new distillery, he's followed the Scottish model of independent bottling. Beatrice sources products from some of the usual suspects in Indiana and some he couldn't mention down in Kentucky, and no one seems to be complaining about the end product. In fact, every batch that Burrell's released has had some sort of accolade thrown its way. Beatrice analyses every small detail, like studying hundreds of label variations to learn why consumers will pay $20 more if the label is on the lower third of the bottle. Even the name Burrell came from weeks of debating various monikers, including Blue Dingo, before he landed on it. Could you imagine Blue Dingo bourbon? In the end, Beatrice believed that the name would explain exactly what was in the bottle. Whiskey, straight from the barrel. Burrell says it has an inventory of 3,500 to 5,000 barrels at any time and will produce about 35,000 cases of spirits this year. Burrell's revenue has grown from more than 300,000 in 2014 to an estimated 8.5 million in 2019. Burrell bourbons have known to be blends of Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, New York, Texas and Illinois straight bourbons. In the history of American whiskey, combinations like that just did not exist prior to Burrell. Beatrice says that he lets the barrel speak to him. He says we find thematic tastes and pair on what we want at that moment. If we taste chocolate in a barrel and really like it, we select more barrels to amplify that note. He wants the sum of the parts to be better than the individual components. So on to the Bourbon Brothers exclusive D01K. It's a marriage of bourbons from Kentucky, Tennessee and Indiana. It's constructed from the following volumetric recipe based on a component age statement. 50% 5-year bourbon, 35% 9-year bourbon, 10% 13-year bourbon and 5% 15-year bourbon. This release was marked by Burrell's blending team as showing pronounced sweet and earthy Kentucky bourbon influence. The private release bourbon series is an exercise in micro-blending and variations on a theme. They select bourbons of 4 different ages and blend them into multiple recipes. Each blend number has its own ratios printed on the label and is constructed in its own ex-bourbon barrel. With each release, a new set of base bourbons will be selected, so every recipe is only made once. Let's give it a shot. Nice deep copper, which you'd expect with those sort of age statements in it. Really nice legs. Nutmeg is very forward on the nose, which then becomes cocoa. I also get dark fruit, almond, and mint. When I breathe in through my mouth, you actually get a real vanilla bomb. Let's show. So that palate, it's oily with a medium body. Up front, there's caramel, toffee, and corn. As the whiskey moved to the middle, it became herbal with walnuts and slightly bitter. The back was sweet tobacco leaf, cocoa, and cinnamon spice. That finish is medium to long, and the spicy finish showcased cinnamon, vanilla, and toasted oak. So that's our Barrel D01K. I hope you enjoy it. I know I do, and I hope you're enjoying your journey. Cheers. G'day everybody, Sean from Bourbon Brothers here, hope you're well. This is our third bottle in our December tasting videos. The star of the show, the Barrel D10K. Didn't pick up the f***ing bottle again.
And it's D01K.
Well, then why did I write? G'day everybody, Sean from Bourbon Brothers here, hope you're well. Welcome to the third tasting video for our December bourbons, the star of our show, the Barrel D01K. Got off. I could have got away with that. G'day everybody, Sean from Bourbon Brothers here, hope you're well. Welcome to the third tasting video in our December bourbons, the star of our show, the Barrel D01. Off. Can you just, I'm just going to put it in my hand.